So I'm just curious, like when you see different people out there, like speaking their financial stuff into the world, like how do you take it in, or what do you advise people? Like, yeah, that's better. How do you advise people, like when as they're taking in all of the different information, like how do they discern?
It's a good question. So, well, first of all, I'm not an investment advisor. I'm not a
Yeah,
financial advisor. So I don't give people advice, but I do greatly believe in educating and empowering yourself so that you can make the right decisions in accordance with whatever your risk tolerance is and where you are at different stages of your life. Someone that's listening to the podcast that's 22 years old, that's earning a strong living, is going to have different needs and a different financial outlook than someone that's maybe 79 years old and no longer working. So people have different needs at different stages of their life, of course. But the thing with any news today, including crypto news, is it's trying to separate the signal from the noise, and there's a lot of noise. So what I think some people do is they just start going down the rabbit hole of crypto Twitter, and there's a lot of people that know what they're talking about on crypto Twitter, and there's a lot of people that have no idea what they're talking about. I think that there are some really valuable voices to listen to. Actually, hold on, I have a quick book I can share. So this is a great place to start. The Bullish Case for Bitcoin by Vijay Boyapati. I think listening to anything that Balaji Srinivasan has to say, you can follow him on Twitter. I think it's Balaji S. He's a genius, has a lot of wonderful things to say. Michael Saylor, the CEO of MicroStrategy, has been a very vocal proponent for Bitcoin, holds Bitcoin on their corporate balance sheet. They have actually hundreds of thousands of Bitcoin on their corporate balance sheet, and they're a publicly
3
traded
billion,
company.
right?
Yeah, it's incredible. Um, Bukele, who's the president of El Salvador, the first nation that has now accepted Bitcoin as legal tender. It's just you can really start to separate the signal from the noise a little bit easier these days. And what we're seeing is that legacy financial institutions, your Goldman Sachs, your JP Morgan, who may have historically poo-pooed something like Bitcoin or crypto, are now having their own trading desks or their own digital asset councils where this is a big arm of their research. So crypto is here to stay. It is going to be a part of the financial conversation moving forward. So I think that educating yourself and empowering yourself to decide then what your risk exposure should be to holding crypto in your portfolio is really important. I don't know what the right amount of Bitcoin or other crypto for you to hold is, but it's not zero.
I agree with you. Like we have gotten deep because we have so many regulations with what we can invest in and can't invest in and stuff. And so we've been able to create, side pockets with our funds and be able to buy, different crypto and smaller portions to our full percentage of our fund, which is real estate. But I think having that balance is unique because you need balance. And I think that comes with,
Definitely.
with the information you take in, right? It's very easy to get trapped into a left or a right, echo chamber if you're consuming media and different things. And you got to be able to hear the difference between biased one-sided opinion and truth. And that I think a lot of challenge for people is they have to seek like real answers. Like for me, when I say someone who's just beginning, right? And just like Rachel, right? I'm not a financial advisor, but we're both fairly successful people. We're both fairly wealthy people. Or I should say we're both successful, both wealthy in our own regards. And at the same time, we also work with a lot of people who are figuring out what to do financially, what to do with their money. And like, Rachel's really a big part of her life and business is about helping people protect, what is theirs. And so for me, I constantly look at what is the right advice in the different phases within people's lives. So like for me, one of the